I'm not addressing that. I do not get into that. Of course, I have my opinion about everybody and everything. But I learned a long time ago, keep your damn mouth shut if you want to stay in show business. I'm not in politics.
Please take a moment to give some thoughts, love and support to Dolly Parton, who isn't too well. Her sister has put out a message that Dolly is struggling. We just would like to send lots of love and good health to just one of the best people. Dolly Parton is just full of goodness.
Yes, I am. That's why I don't talk about people.
America Today actually looks like a group project where one person's on the roof, another's in Congress,
Worms!
pretending to know the answers.
You're eating worms!
And everyone else is just, well, I don't know, praying for Wi-Fi.
Some local or
What a mess. And the leader of Canada rocked up to Trump today. They're all mates.
The most important.
The merger of Canada and the United States.
That wasn't where I was going.
Anyway, Kristi Noem touched down in Portland like she was parachuted into a war zone for TikTok. Only problem, the only enemy in sight was a guy in, I kid you not, a chicken suit holding a Go Home Barbie sign. That's the enemy. I swear her security detail looked ready for a coup, and you know this is coming. The only thing couping was the chicken. Maybe it was an Antifa chicken. She stood outside the nice building like it was a photo shoot for Field and MAGA. You could almost hear the producer yell, and action!
Especially the man in the chicken outfit.
man in the chicken outfit. I just see him now. Goodness sakes. He could do better. Our goal is that people would peacefully protest, but that we would still be allowed to enforce the law in this country.
And then Oregon's governor, Tina Kotek, had to gently explain to Miss Noem, here comes the dog killer, there's no insurrection here, which is the Pacific Northwest version of, girl, oh, shut the fuck up and calm down. I'm not allowed to say that. It's brunch, not Benghazi. You're not making Tomb Raider. Noem tried to look presidential, but actually ended up looking like the world's most intense male cop. She praised, posed, and probably thought Portland was still run by Antifa, the buzzword on social media. All Antifa, extreme Antifa. When in reality it's mostly run by, there appears to be people who've got Halloween costumes early. Meanwhile, Pam Bondi showed up in Congress like she just came from a Real Housewives of Subpoena County reunion. Didn't know an awful lot, by the way. She got roasted so hard by senators, I think the C-SPAN cameras nearly started smoking.
You did, but in case I just didn't hear you, what is the answer? Did he take the money?
Senator Schiff, that happened prior to my confirmation as Attorney General.
Do you know,
I said that.
Do you know, sitting here, whether
All
he took
I
the
know
money?
is that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and FBI Director Patel said there was no case.
That you are one of the declared enemies of Donald Trump, who Donald Trump has told that Attorney General to prosecute for, we have no idea what, but that's you're one of his targets. Was the Attorney General able to assure you today that absolutely nothing like that's going on in the Justice Department?
No, certainly not. There were really two themes that I wanted to emphasize in my questions to her. One was the effort to cover up corruption by the Attorney General, by the Justice Department, cover up the Epstein investigation, cover up the Homan investigation, cover up for the mayor of New York, but also, and even more dangerously, their willingness to use the Justice Department to go after the president's enemies. And as you saw, she refused to answer any questions about the indictment of James Comey, about whether prosecutors had filed a declination memo finding insufficient evidence, whether this is why the U.S. attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia had been fired. She wouldn't speak to any of those truly serious abuses of the Department of Justice. I think she had really two objects today. One was to continue the cover-up, and the other was to deflect any questions about the weaponization of the department under her leadership by using these canned attacks on the various senators with the basic object of pleasing the angry old man down the street.
And it was just, you've already said it, but it's true. These senators were going after the Attorney General after they refused to open the government. They refused to open the government, and yet they're going after her for these random attacks.
Did the FBI find those photographs that have been discussed publicly by a witness who claimed Jeffrey Epstein showed them to him? You don't know anything about that. Okay.
Schiff went to town, and so did Durbin. When asked about politicising the Justice Department, she said, "It's unbelievable. I don't recall. You're the AG, David. Apple should just make it your next cloud plan. I don't recall." Unlimited bullshit, no doubt. Every question turned into a dodgeball match, except Bondi. Whoa, she brought no dodgeballs.
And Caroline Leavitt is one of the most trustworthy human beings I know.
So
and,
was she?
Was she? If you worked for me, you would have been fired because you were censured by Congress for lying with your
we can stipulate to. You can stipulate to all your personal attacks on the Democratic members of the committee.
Personal attacks. You've been attacking my FBI director. You've been attacking my office. You've been attacking.
But what we're interested in.
Borders are.
What we're interested in is the anscer to these oversight questions.
You want your you were asked by my colleague.
You were asked by my colleague.
Attacking good people.
Regular order, Madam Chair, so I can ask a question. You were asked by.
Just vibes and denial. Senator Durbin, basically asked, "Are you corrupt, incompetent, full of shit, or both?" I've just added the incompetent. And Bondi replied, "Thank you so much for that question." What was the question again? Translation: I think we can use yes to one of the things I suggested. She is. At one point, she started quoting Trump talking points so fast, ChatGTP had to call for a reboot. She accused Democrats of weaponizing justice, weaponizing justice, while simultaneously using justice as her personal selfie stick. It was an embarrassment. If I was a gambling person, I'd put a blade of grass on her being out.
What kind of story is this?
Anyway, so to recap, Canada's back in favour. Well, the leader of Canada is back in favour with Trump. Christian flew to Portland to fight imaginary anarchists. And Antifa. Pam Bondi went to Congress and lost their real argument to reality. In short, one climbed a roof for attention, the other climbed onto a witness table and fell straight into perjury, purgatory. America's right wing, also known as X, now feels like a badly written buddy cop movie. Ice Barbie and the Spin Doctor, rated PG for probably gaslighting.